495, fourth year of the war. This year will see the Greeks return to a peninsula that has already thwarted them once before. In Pydna, Silas the Sickly begins drilling his forces, and awaits news from his spies about possible Persian advances along the coast. Whilst in Eretria, Polydorus amasses another mighty Greek fleet, despite whispers of his somewhat dishonorable character. In Ion, Sardak uses his political wiles to start unrest in Macedon, while keeping an eye on the Greek mainland. In Erythria, the famous Persian admiral Bahman is resting his crews and repairing the navy from the wear and tear of the year's winter storms. The campaign season begins with Polydorus sailing his ships to Phocaea via the Gulf of Smyrna. Admiral Bahman hears of a Greek landing near Phocaea but lacks enough capable ships to sail his army. He decides to force march his command around the Smyrna Gulf and into the peninsula. For their part, the people of Phocaea are wary of Persian reprisals and bar the gates to the Greek forces. As Admiral Bahman arrives in the peninsula, he finds the Greeks pillaging the local area and wastes no time in running them down. Commander Polydorus, unable to convince Phocaea that he comes as a liberator, finds himself caught outside the city walls, as Persian forces led by the hero of Lesbos Admiral Bahman catch him setting up camp in the outskirts amongst the scattered Oikos. Persia Turn 1. Admiral Bahman leads his immortals, Cardakes, and medium cavalry towards the Greek peltasts, and they unleash a devastating volley of arrows. Turn 2. As the main Spartan force holds its formation, waiting to see where the Persians will come from, the peltasts near the main Oikos panic and start to rush off to what they think is safety. Persia Turn 2. The Immortals advance upon the peltasts, and fire their bows at point-blank range, whilst the cavalry circle around the Oikos, and charge the flank of the other fleeing peltasts. Turn 3. As the peltasts foolishly charge the immortal shield wall, a hoplite phalanx charges to the aid of the fleeing peltasts, and drives back the Persian cavalry. The victorious immortals now turn to face the stream and the oncoming Spartans. Persian Turn 3. A new Persian division arrives from behind the Oikos and starts to pepper the Greeks with bow fire. The Persian cavalry continue to give ground to the hoplites, and the Immortals redress their ranks and form up to face the Spartans. Greek turn 4. As the Spartans begin to make their way towards the Oikos, the Greek phalanx commit to combat. The Persian cavalry is finally broken and flee the field, but the Immortals in the south prove to be a tougher opponent. Persia turn 4. A fresh unit of Persian cavalry charged into the exhausted Peltas, driving them back across the field. At the same time, the side chariots punch into the flank of a phalanx, mincing the formation in mutual destruction. Greek turn 5. As the Spartans make their way towards the conflict, the Peltasts continue to fight off the Persian cavalry. In the north, the victorious Greek phalanx rear charges the Immortals, and finding themselves sandwiched between the Greeks, the Persians break and flee. Persian turn 5. In the south, the Persians redressed their ranks and tried to drive off the Greek slingers with bow fire. The cavalry find themselves being driven back by the Peltasts, and the second sandwiched Immortal unit takes horrendous casualties in their conflict. Greek turn 6. The Spartans continued their long march to the fray, as the Peltasts proved too stubborn for the Persian cavalry, and the slinging skirmishers continued to give the Persian Immortals trouble from the river banks. Persians 6 to Greek 7. In the northern scrum, the Immortals are finally defeated, and the Greek units now all turn their attention to the last remaining Persians, an Immortal unit, and their hoplite mercenary attachment. the end. As the Greeks circle around the last Persians, they quickly dispatch the immortals, at which point the mercenary hoplites decide discretion is the better part of valor and leave. Greek victory. Unfortunately, this victory comes at a cost, with both Polydamas and Admirobaman taking fatal wounds during the combat. The remains of Admirobaman's forces return to Syme, as the Greeks, having now proved their superiority to the locals, are welcomed into Phocaea. Sardak receives news of the loss, as he musters an ion. He quickly marches his forces to the nearby port of Abdera and, commandeering all the local vessels, sails to Phocaea. Sending word to Syme of his intent to attack, he advances on the city. Third Battle of Phocaea. The battle begins with the scouts from both sides meeting at the site of a ruined and burned-out watchtower, a victim of the many conflicts this region has seen recently. Persian turn 1. The Persian light cavalry charge up to their Greek counterparts and begin to throw javelins, whilst the Persian skirmishers advance through the forest on the hill, and their archers draw first blood.
Strange things happen if you stay. The devil will get you anyway. Seek you here, seek you there. The devil will seek you everywhere.
Greek turn 1. The Greek cavalry attempt to charge up the hill to run off the Persian skirmishers, but the footing proves more treacherous than desired. On the other flank, javelin fire is returned with prejudice. Persian turn 2. As the light forces continue to exchange ranged fire, news of the clash travels back to the main forces. Sardak is the first to arrive with a unit of levy archers. Greek turn 2. The first of the Greek vanguard, the mighty Spartans, arrive to support the light cavalry. On the hill, the Greek cavalry, confident of an easy victory, charged the Persian skirmish line, and were beaten back, suffering surprising losses. Persian turn 3. As the light cavalry fall back from the Spartans, the Persian skirmishers and levy archers advance upon the retreating Greek cavalry and destroy them with overwhelming missile fire. Greek turn 3. With the smell of blood and cries of war in the wind, the Spartans arrive, inspiring the Greek cavalry to charge after the fleeing Persians. Persian turn 4. As the immortals arrive, with the Greek mercenary survivors from the last battle, the Persian skirmishers rush forward to harass arriving Greek phalanx. In the cavalry duel, javelins are still being exchanged, and at the rear the medium cavalry begin to make their way to the Greeks. Greek turn 4. As the last of the Greek phalanx arrive to support their disordered brethren, the Spartans charge forward in support of the light cavalry, annihilating one of the Persian regiments. Persian turn 5. As more immortals and Sparabara flood onto the battlefield, the Persian ranged fire continues to whittle down the Greek forces and disrupt their formations. Greek turn 5. As the Spartans advance, frustrated Greek hoplites break formation and chase some of the Persian skirmishers up to the edge of the forest. Persian turn 6. As the bulk of the Persian forces began to trudge forward, the chariot riders, unable to control their frenzied horses, charged the lead Spartan phalanx and drove them back. Greek turn 6. As the Spartans redress their ranks and form a battle line, their commander falls back and regroups the cavalry. On the other flank, the copious amount of Persian harassment makes organizing the Greek phalanx more and more difficult. Persian turn 7. As more and more Persian forces make their way onto the battlefield, their skirmishers make their way back through the forest to harass the Greek phalanx, and the Persians in the main stick to their strategy of bow fire over hand-to-hand combat. Greek turn 7. As the Spartans are forced to take shelter behind their shields, the Spartan commander leads the light cavalry in a most misfortunate charge into the Persian skirmishers. On the other flank, a Greek phalanx, tired of the harassment, drives off the Persian skirmishing archers. Persian turn 8. As the immortals continue to pepper the Spartans with bow fire, and the skirmishers keep the phalanx by the forest pinned down, the Persian medium cavalry bursts through the skirmish screen to engage the Greeks. Greeks turn 8. The Spartans charge. Unfortunately for the Greeks, the phalanx facing off against the Persian cavalry folds immediately, severely weakening the Greek right flank. The Spartans' ferocity immediately sends half the Persian units stumbling back in fear. Persian turn 9. As the Spartans continue to churn the immortals, the brave Persian commander recruits the remaining light cavalry to flank charge the Spartan phalanx. At the same time, the Persian medium cavalry continue around the forest into the stalled Greek phalanx. The light cavalry is killed to a man.
Makes his entrance to a damp and dusky day. Working time is over, and the kids go in from play. Drawn and weary, deep below the ground, sit 100,000 faces. No one makes a sound.
Greek turn 9. On their right flank, the rearmost Greek phalanx finally gathers itself and drives off the harassing skirmishers and plows into the Persian medium cavalry. On the left, the Spartans obliterate a unit of Sparabara and continue to push the immortals back.
Caught by the hand of man, move 100,000 faces, coming home from work again. While above them in the street, everything's a different pace. The gun's been fired already. Who is going to win the race?
Persian turn 10. As the mercenary hoplites engage the Spartans, halting their advance, the lead medium cavalry unit and the flanked phalanx slaughter each other, and are both no longer a factor in this battle.
Out into the night, winter sheds its gloomy light. Pedestrians and vehicles in a never-ending fight. Yes, this is the street where everything's a different pace. The gun's been fired already. Who is going to win the race?
Greek turn 10. In a repeat of the previous action, the Spartans and mercenary hoplites both did for each other, and as the dust settles and night arrives, the battlefield belongs to the Persians. Sardak is dead, but so is Polydorus, and without a strong leader the remaining Greeks decide to head back home. Phocaea is ransacked by the victorious Persian forces, who run wild for days before a new commander is able to gain control. As winter envelopes the region, the Persians believe this is the last they will see of the Greeks in Anatolia. While it is true they have shown dominance, in the north of Macedonia something is stirring.